Hey, this is Jim from Maru Media. We are in LAX airport and we are headed back to Japan. Heading to the boarding gate now. Today I am traveling with Taro Kodama of Kodama Koi Farm on a buying trip to Japan. I first met Taro back in 2014 when he opened a location in Long Island, New York. We have been close friends ever since. During my journey, I wanted to know what makes Taro and Kodama Koi Farm different from other dealers. This is the Kodama difference. Although there are a lot of good dealers that can find you a koi and import that koi for you, not every dealer can provide you with so much more than just buying a koi. To Taro, being a koi dealer transcends the fish itself. It's about the relationships, the culture, the language, and the knowledge he's gained over the last 50 years. Taro's dad, Maru Kodama, started the business in Japan when he was just 23. Each day he would ride his bike to the breeders to buy koi for his customers in Japan. Not wanting to be disrespectful, he would show up in a suit and tie. Well, it didn't take long for him to be welcomed and acknowledged into the breeders' inner circle. Today we're at Kaneko Koi Farm. Taro's dad, Maru, started buying koi from their family over 50 years ago. Kaneko is known for their Kujaku koi. Taro is selecting from a recent harvest before other dealers arrive. Getting the chance to pick koi before others is a privilege offered only because of those special, long-lasting relationships. Taro has followed in his father's footsteps, not just keeping those relationships, but building upon them. Many of the breeders that Maru established ties with are now having their children run the business, very much like Taro and his brothers. There are over 300 different breeders in the Niigata region. Each one has its own mission to grow koi. Knowing where they are and what they've achieved with different varieties makes Taro exceptional at finding the right koi for the right customers. Taro grew up in Japan, speaks Japanese, and understands the intricacies of the culture. This is extremely important as many breeders do not speak English. Taro's time spent in the United States has given him a firm grasp on the English language and American culture. This makes him the perfect guide and go-between when traveling with him. Need a hotel? Need directions? Can't understand the menu? Not comfortable driving on the other side of the road? Taro has it all covered. He has been instrumental in helping Maru Koi magazine conduct its interviews with top breeders in Japan, and he is often called to translate when Japanese judges are visiting America. Now, Taro may have grown up in a Japanese family, but he also grew up in a koi family. Understanding the varieties, who's breeding them, and how to judge them is a daily exercise. Learning about koi is a never-ending journey. Speaking of journeys, we are now entering our third week in Japan with Taro, and we are flying to Hiroshima. Although his business was established in the Niigata area, the birthplace of Nishikigoi, the breeders in Hiroshima play just as an important role in breeding and developing koi. Taro has built and developed relationships with these breeders as well. Maybe in time, Taro's son may continue the family tradition and will be doing business with their children. We do some quick sightseeing at Miyajima Island, and we are back in the swing of things, visiting breeders and buying koi. After 4 weeks, we say our goodbyes and fly back to the United States, excited to share our stories and show everyone what we purchased. I am physically and mentally exhausted and happy to close my eyes for the flight back home. But for Taro, that was just the fun part. The part you see in so many koi videos. Taro now has to evaluate what he bought from each breeder. Because shipping is so expensive, Taro looks to optimize the amount of boxes and the amount of koi in those boxes. Once Taro has made all his selections, he has to get them to where they belong, arranging shipments with all the breeders for ease and cost-effective transport. The Kodama family ships worldwide, with each country having specific rules, regulations, and permits. Once the paperwork is finished, it's time for Taro to head back to his home base in Hawaii. Once back, Taro prepares to receive the boxes and multiple shipments of koi. But before heading to the airport to pick them up, he needs to prepare proper quarantine tanks and protocols. He will also have to test for various parasites and disease. As the koi arrive, each box is accounted for and designated to a specific pond to recruit from their long journey. It's now been 5 months since my koi made the journey from Japan to Hawaii and now to New York. As I release the koi into my pond, I can truly understand everything that went into getting that specific koi from a pond in Japan. To learn more about Kodama Koi Farm and their trips to Japan, go to kodamakoifarm.com.